the one, the only, Ben Sion. Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, just Daf It. Today we're doing Sotah Daf It, a cold New York day. It's April 23rd, the day after my birthday. I forgot to wish myself a happy birthday yesterday during my shirim. I turned 41 years old. For all those people who are wondering, how old do I look? Tell me in the comments below. I would say like 30, 31, maybe 10 years younger. All right. Let's get started. Chafei Amud Aleph on the top. The third line. Ibaylu overes al das sricha hasra lafsida ksubasa oina sricha hasra oina sricha. Overes al das is something we talked about in Masechus Ksubos. Talks about a lady who is promiscuous. She's not necessarily violating halacha per se. She goes out to the shuk with her hair uncovered. She starts flirting with men, things like that. The Mishnah Masechus Ksubos says you have a right to get rid of your wife, and she loses her ksuba. However, the Gemara asks over here, does she need a warning or not? Before you divorce her without her ksuba, does she have to be warned? She's doing something terrible. She's flirting with men. She doesn't need a warning. Maybe she'll do tshuva. Maybe she'll retract what she's doing. And therefore, she should necessitate a warning. Tashma. Let's bring a proof from our Mishnah. Arusa v'shmeres yavam lo shosos v'lonos ksufa. If you're an arusa v'shmeres yavam, you don't drink the Sotah. You don't get your ksufa. Mishnah hud lo shasya. It's clear from the Mishnah they don't drink the water. However, his warning was effective. Right? Obviously, it's effective for something. Like we said yesterday, it's effective, presumably, to lose your ksuva. Lamai lav lav si the ksuva. So you see what? To lose a ksuva, you need a warning. Amar Abaye lo laosra love. It's talking about just the aser, right? If a woman is secluded and is considered that she raglayim ladavar, that she probably did adultery, so therefore she's aser to her husband. Not all to her husband, she's aser to the boa. We'll see also to the adulterer. So that's all the warning is necessary. To aser her, that's more serious. To aser her to her husband, forbidden to her husband. However, the warning would not be you don't need a warning in order to mafsa the ksuva, lose the ksuva. You wouldn't need a warning. The Mishnah, when it says that it's effective for something, at least by Arusa and Shemaris Yavam, does not mean to lose their ksuva, and therefore we would learn that you need a warning. The Brayse says, you can't warn Arusa to make her drink when she's Arusa. The purpose of the warning is that you warn her when she's Arusa. If she secludes herself with an Arusa, so then when she gets married to the guy, then you can bring her to the base of Mikdash and accuse her of being a Sotah and give her the Sotah to drink, the waters of the Sotah to drink. But it has nothing to do with Lafsida Ksuvah, so we couldn't bring a proof from our Mishnah. I'm a Rava. So there are two different answers to get out of it. I'm a Rava Tashma. We still haven't resolved the question. Alman l'kohen gadol, grusha chalutza kohen hedyot, mamzeres l'nsin l'Yisrael, bas Yisrael, mamzer l'nsin lo shosos v'lo l'skuvah. This is the next line in the Mishnah. If you're in a marriage which you're forbidden to on a Doraisa level, Alman l'kohen gadol, grusha to a kohen hedyot, or mamzeres to Yisrael, right? Because you're forbidden to be married to them, so you don't drink the Sotah, and you don't get ksuva. Mishnah lo shasya knei makila. However, there is an idea of warning her. If you'll tell me, like I said before, the purpose of the warning, right? That she should be warned to know that if you go ahead and seclude yourself, you'll be ushered to your husband. Hasir and v'kaimi. You don't need it over here. They're already ushered to them. You cannot make them more ushered. They're already aman al kohen gadol. Can't be married to the kohen gadol. Grusha can't be married to the kohen hedyot. El lavos young suvas. It must be that a warning is necessary to make them lose the ksuba. And same thing by averes al das. You need a warning. Amar Yehuda. No, it's talking about the aser. The warning is not necessarily to lose the ksuva. To lose the ksuva, which is just money she could lose without a warning. She need a warning in order to aser her, not just to the husband, also to the adulterer also, right? Secluding yourself forbids you not just the husband, also to the adulterer. It's not. The Mishnah says later on in the Masechta, Kashem she'asur l'baal, kach asur l'baal. She's asur to the adulterer also. Amar Rav Chanina Misura Tashma. Let's try to bring another proof on Mishnah. Sometimes Basin steps in and warns for the husband who's not available to give the warning. Mishnah Scharish Baila. The husband, obviously the woman is doing suspicious activity, but the husband is a deaf mute. He became a deaf mute. Or he went crazy. Or he's locked up in jail. They didn't say Basin could step in to give her the Sotah. The husband has to be around to give the Sotah. El post the mitzvah. They did it. Why? They give her a warning in order she lose her ksuva. Shemamina, bai hasra shemamina. So you see clearly from here in the Mishnah, it says lafsida ksuvas. You need a warning. So the same thing by Veres Hadas presumably would say she would need a warning. Don't go ahead and flirt with men. If she goes ahead and flirts with men again, then she lose her ksuva. V'chulu my time lo amri maha. Why didn't the Gemara, right? The Gemara waited to try to bring a proof from Rus and Shmeres Yavam and try to bring a proof from Mamzeres and Alman and God. Why didn't she bring a proof originally from the end of the Mishnah where it says specifically to lose the ksuba? Someone was locked up in jail. Dilma shiny hasam delaysla aims to the bali. Whereas maybe the first opinion said it's not such a good proof because there's no husband around. The husband is mentally deranged. He's in jail. He's not around. So therefore, it makes sense over there that you would need a warning over there in order to lose the ksuba. Because women are not going to be so careful when the husband's around, so then it shows more of a rebellion against the husband. So therefore, perhaps then she wouldn't need a warning. Only in these cases she would need a warning. So it's not a conclusive proof. We'll talk more in Ian than Sion about the rebelliousness of the woman. What exactly is going on? The seclusion. Is it a rebellion against the husband? Cheating on your husband or secluding with someone against your husband's wishes, is that a rebellion against the husband or is that a rebellion against God? We'll talk about that in Iyov and Zion, basically the nature of Sotah. So the Gemara continues. Ibailu, another question. She's promiscuous, like we talked about in Maseches Kuvos. She hangs out with men a lot. But her husband, he loves her so much, he doesn't want her to get divorced. Can he waive the fact that he's supposed to divorce her and keep her? The Torah depended on whether the husband was upset or not. But here he's not upset. Dilma came with the cup and cup, or maybe since most people get upset, we force him to be upset, so to speak. We force him to divorce his wife and not get her ksuba. So Tashma like we just mentioned. The Mishnah says the husband's not presently, mentally, or physically around, they can warn for him. Basically, stepping in place of a husband who's absent over here. If the husband has the ability to say he doesn't really care, right? He wouldn't want to warn his wife. How could the Basin do something that he wouldn't want to do? The Gemara says, when the Milsa came on the Veres Hadas, the Gemara says, no. Normally, a woman who is Overes Hadas, which usually when she goes into seclusion with men, is pretty promiscuous. So we assume most husbands would be angry about that. So therefore, we allow Basin to step in. Another question. Let's say the husband warned her against secluding with a certain man, and then he waived that. He said, you know what, I don't really care so much if you seclude with that man or not. Is it effective to remove the kinoi? Right? The only way she could come a sotah and drink the sotah if you have kinoi with 2 edim and stira with 2 edim, according to Rabbi Yeshua in the first Mishnah. What if he waives it? Is it waived or not? The warning is in the hands of the husband, and he waived it. We say no. Once he gave the wave, he gave the warning, he can't retract that. Right? In the cases where the husband is physically or mentally absent, Basin could step in and do it. If you say he could actually waive his warning, would Basin do something that the husband could go afterwards and just be mocha? Some of the mills are other masculine Basin. The Lord says no, they could step in over here because normally a husband's not going to waive if he's upset. He's not going to waive his warning. He agrees to what Basin does. Tashma. We learned earlier in the Masechta, if she secludes with a man, right, they give 2 Talmidei Chacham to walk with them to the Beis HaMikdash. Shema Yavo Ala B'derech, to make sure they're not together, it could happen in the way, in which case she can't drink the Sotah. If a husband has the ability to waive his kinoi, let him just waive it. Why do you tell me to come to warn him they shouldn't be together with her? There's a way to be together with her without creating an isser for them. He could remove his kinoi, and they can be together, and they're not doing anything wrong. So the rest of my Talmidei Chacham, the Gemiri, Talmidei Chacham are not there, right, because to witness it. They're there to teach them the laws, the Gemiri. The boy, a limival. I'm really achla the kinoi chovala. They're there to teach him. If you want to be together with your wife, just remove the kinoi, waive the warning that you gave to your wife, and then you can be together and you won't be asura. Tashma, Damar, we saw in Rizal. Damar Yosha, Shosha Dvarim Sakli is the Uriman Shishalaim. Zira told me from the people in Shalim 3 things. If he waives his warning, it's waived. Zakin Mamre Shirasu based in Limcholo Molchan. Zakin Mamre is someone who based in, gave a psak halacha. The Sanhedrin Hagadol in Shalim 71 Dayanim said something, and he goes ahead, hears it, and he goes back to his town, and he's a Zakin, he's a respected rabbi, and he paskins against the basin. He is liable to death by chenek, by strangulation. However, if the basin goes ahead and wants to waive his punishment, they can do it. Ubein Sorer Umore Jarato Avivimo Limchol, the famous parsha of Sorer Umore. Right? He steals from his parents and he buys meat and wine and he drinks it, and he's 13 years old. His parents could bring him, or he's almost 13 years old, they can bring him to the basin, they can kill him. If the parents say, we love our kids so much, we don't want to kill him, they could do that. That's probably why Ben Soromar never happened, because parents love their kids so much and they have the right to waive it, the punishment on him. When it came to the south of the rights of Israel, to the Negev, they agreed about 2 of these halachas. On Ben Soromar, Morer, and the Sotah, they agreed. But Zaken Mamre, they didn't. Because you can't, Zaken Mamre is going to cause a lot of dissension. And Klal Yisrael, people are going to, the Sanhedrin is the governing body that makes all the laws in Judaism, and you're going ahead and ruling against them, right? It's going to be a big machlokas in Klal Yisrael, a lot of different kashrus symbols, a lot of different shuls, a lot of different yeshivas. Shema Mina. So you see that a husband could be mochal on his kinoi. Baal Shem machal, kinoi machal, Shema Mina. So you see that he could. Pligi bar Ravacha Ravina. Ravacha the following machlos. Chanamar. Kodim stira mochel, achar stira ena mochel. When could he be mochel on his kinoi? Right, he's mochel. He warns her, and then she secludes herself. So, could he be mochel on the kinoi even after she secludes herself? Only before she secludes herself. So, chanamar kodim stira mochel, achar stira ena mochel. One opinion says after the stira, after she's secluded, he can't waive it anymore. But chanamar, she's a sotah. She's also him. Chanamar la'achar stira nami mochel. Another opinion says even after she secludes herself, with his raglaim l'daf, she probably was together with him. He could be mochel the kinoi and undo the whole process of sotah. She's not going to be usher to him. The Gemara says this makes more sense. The opinion that it's not mochel mimai. From where do we know that? The Kamahaja Rabbanan Rabbi Yossi. The Rabbanan, when they were speaking to Rabbi Yossi, they said as follows: the time Rabbi Yossi Omer Baila Neman Aleh Mikal Vachomer. They were talking about when she goes to base in Yerushalayim, they give her just 2 Tamid Chamim. According to Rabbanan, Rabbi Yossi says you don't need 2 Tamid Chamim. Her husband is. We trust the husband. He's not going to be together with her. Why? Mikal Vachomer, Anida, Shiva Karis, Anida, right? If the husband is together while she's Anida, you get Karis, Baila Nemanallah. The husband could seclude her, so you can be secluded with your wife when she's Anida. Sotah, Shiva Lav. If you're together with a Sotah, right, on our way to Yerushalayim, it's only a Lav. Well, certainly the husband should be the husband, basically, we trust him that he's not going to be together with her. There's only a lav. So Rabbanan said back to him, no, you need 2 Tamid Chamim. You can't compare the two. Nida, after 7 days or 14 days, she'll be mutter to her husband. Sotah, Sotah's never going to be mutaris again to her, so therefore he'll have more reason to be together with her. I feel, tell me that you can even waive your kinoi after stira. He could just be mochel right after he's going to Yerushalayim after the stira, the kinoi and the stira only happens at the kinoi and the stira. So he could be mochel on the kinoi. He could be mochel on his kinoi and be together with us. It must be the only time the husband has the ability to waive his warning is before the stira. After the stira, he can no longer do that. That seems to be the halakha. I'll talk more in Ilas Ben Sion about the svara, why we pass like this. Mesu ba'alein ad shalom mesu. Beishamai told Machlokes in the Mishnah, if the husbands die before they had a chance to drink the Sotah, who gets the ksuva? According to Beishamai, she takes her ksuva. According to the Tzillah, she doesn't get her ksuva. Might come in what are they arguing? Beishamai says, she the ksuva, right? It's supposed to be, it's only legabos. As long as nothing bad happens, she's supposed to get her ksuba, right? If the husband divorces her, he dies first. So therefore, it's in her possession already. So therefore, in a case where there's nothing to do because the husband died, he can't administer the Mei Sotah, she gets it. A shtar, a monetary document that you owe someone money, is not, even though it's good, it's after a certain amount of time, it's omed legavos, it's supposed to be collected, but it's not yet collected, and therefore it's in the possession of the husband and his yorshim, and therefore she has to prove that she's not a sotah, so therefore that she didn't commit adultery, so therefore, and there's no way of figuring it out because you can't administer the Mei Sotah because the husband is not there, so therefore she loses her ksuba. Muberes chavero, the Mishnah lists some other cases where you can't be mashker. If you're in a forbidden relationship or you're married to Muberes chavero, Minekas chavero, she's nursing from a different husband or she's pregnant from a different husband, or the Mishnah continues, if she's incapable of having children, she's menstrual, she's in menopause, she's ayliness, she's sterile, in all those cases, you're not supposed to marry that woman according to Tanakama, and therefore you can't give the Mei Sotah. Religion says no, you could marry her because you can marry a different woman to have children with. The reason you're not supposed to marry these women is you can't have children, but you can marry a different woman to have children with her. You can be married to her, but you'll have children with the other lady. Amar Rav Nachman, Amar Rav Avu, Machlokas be'akara v'skena. The Machlokas between Tanakama and Rabbi Eliezer is only by a woman who's sterile. V'skena, a woman who reached menopause. Aval ayliness, a woman who never reached the state of womanhood. Right? She never developed the signs of a woman. Her breasts didn't enlarge and her voice is deep. Everyone agrees that she can drink and she doesn't get her ksuba. The pasuk says if she drinks the Mei Sotah and she's proven innocent, she'll be cleansed and she'll have children. The whole parsha of Sotah is only someone who is capable normally of these type of people are having children. An islandess, any type of islandess will never have children. A woman in menopause, before she menopause, she could have children. A woman who is sterile, right? She was capable of having children, and she had some operation where she can't have children now, but she wasn't capable of having children. Isla never was capable of having children, so therefore she's not concluded in this parsha, and everyone agrees she doesn't not shota and she doesn't get her ksuba, even according to Rabbi Eliezer. That's the statement the Gemara makes. So really, the Gemara is going to ask for a brisa on this assertion over tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Stay tuned for Ian Ben Sion, where I talk about the very nature of Sotah. So the person says, Mala Ba'ashem, when you cheat on your husband, right? Is it like all the other arayas in the Torah, or is it unique? Cheating on your husband is unique than, let's say, in another erva, like marrying two sisters, or marrying your sister, or being together with your mother or aunt, something like that. We'll talk about the difference between them and Ian Ben Sion coming up next.